there, I'm Lisa Marie. Welcome or welcome back.
Today I'm headed to Dollar Tree to find some whimsical Easter ideas. I can't wait to show you what I found.
Are you ready to craft with me today? Let's go.
I found this adorable little flower bucket, and then I've got some flowers. I think they're dahlias, and look at this little earmuff with the bunnies. I had a great idea for that. We're going to use that. And then I've also got these little styrofoam balls that I'm going to cut in half and use for this craft. I started using my X-Acto knife, and then I actually ended up getting a really small ruler and just like slicing it right down the middle. I'm going to put some hot glue on the flatter side of it and stick one half in the bucket, and then I cut another one in half. I'm going to put the rounded side on that one and put that on top of it. I'm going to snip the dahlias a little bit smaller, and then I'll just stick them into the styrofoam. And I did realize that the little styrofoam is still kind of moving, so I take a plastic bag and I just like stuff it in all around that circular piece, and that actually fixes the whole thing. And you can't see it, I just pushed it way down in there. It's amazing what you can do with plastic bags, and we all have so many, don't we? I end up using 5 of those dahlias. And then I've got this, I think this is boxwood. I always get boxwood and eucalyptus mixed up, so somebody tell me please in the comments. But I cut up 3 pieces and I just kind of put them in there, and I think they're beautiful. I'm going to take the little earmuffs and I'm going to use my tin snips, and I've got those in my Amazon store if you're interested. They really are nice for cutting through like thicker things. And then I'll just snip off any pointy edges. I'm going to cut a little piece of the fur on the face side because I'm not going to use the face side. And I'm going to hot glue that right to that opening that I created when I cut off the headband part. And now you can't even tell that it was ever part of a headband. I've got a cute little white pom-pom, and I've got these little teeny ones, the pink ones I'm going to use. And I'm going to make the back side of the bunny so it's like his little butt with the tail and then his little paws. And I've got a skewer stick. I'm going to stab it right in there and then stick this right into the styrofoam. And it looks like a bunny just dove in. You guys, isn't this cute? And so easy. Let me know what you think. Today's video is part of a whimsical Easter DIY collaboration, and I'm excited that I get to join such talented ladies, Arrows DIY, Moxie DIY, and Java DIY from House to Home, Craft Classy, and Crafting with Indie Annie Jones. I know you're going to love what these ladies make. And don't forget, the link will be down in the description box. And if you're coming over from one of the other channels, welcome. It's great to meet you, and I hope you'll stick around to see more. For this whimsical DIY, I'm going to take some scrap fabric I had, a piece from a dish towel, and a scarf from the Dollar Tree. And then I've got this cardboard I had laying around, and I'm going to draw what looks like an egg, and I'm going to make it look better, and then I'll cut it out, and then I'll use it to trace another one. And then I'm going to make a bigger one, so I'll have 2 small ones and 1 large one. There's a bend in the larger one, so I'm going to put 2 pieces of cardboard on the back with some hot glue just to keep it from bending. Now I'm going to cut out the fabric with enough to wrap around the sides if I need, and I've got some polyfill, and I'm going to hot glue it to the front of all 3 eggs. You can just see I'm not putting like a lot, I just want it to be slightly raised. Then I'm going to take, in this case, the piece from the scarf from Dollar Tree. I'm going to wrap it around, and I'm going to hot glue it all the way around the back and just kind of pull it tight so that it looks from the front like a plush kind of a thing, even though the back will just be the cardboard. And there it is. And that's my large egg. I'm going to do the same thing with the 2 smaller ones. Aren't they cute? And then I'm going to take some craft paper and hot glue it to the back and trim it. And that will be the way I finish them off. I'm also going to take this, it's like this kind of plastic poly rope you can get at the automotive section at Dollar Tree with my Beacon fabric tack glue. And I'm just going to hot glue that to each of the eggs, like making a smile for the mouth. Now that I've got all 3, I'm going to take some felt. I wish I had white, but I didn't. So I cut them into the shape of eyes. I put it on some tape, and then I just painted it with my white acrylic paint, and that worked. And then I'm going to take the cardboard again, and I've got my crocodile. It makes a really nice large hole. I'm going to punch out 6 of those, and I'm going to color them black with my marker, and then hot glue them right on. And that'll be like the pupils of the eyes. I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to make sure that the eyes are glued together really well. Just putting a teeny bit of glue and then putting on those little baby eyeballs. Then I'm going to take them and I'm going to hot glue them to each of the eggs. And this is just turning out to be so whimsical and so cute. I saw this somewhere on Pinterest. They were like egg sisters or whatever. I thought they were adorable. I've got this cute plaid ribbon for Easter, and I'm just going to dovetail the ends. And I'm going to attach them to the very top of each egg, but I'll twist the middle so it looks like it has a little center point there. And then I'll hot glue it on right where I twisted it and hold it down till it stays. Then I've got these little flowers that were on a lei from Dollar Tree. You put 2 on each and then go back and get some little pom-poms, some pink ones. Then I'm going to hot glue one side of each of those smaller eggs to the middle larger egg. And these are just so cute. I love them. They're adorable. I'm going to take another piece of that ribbon. I'm just going to put it on the back with some hot glue and then put some tape across with more hot glue and secure it. These are very light, so this will work perfect for a hanger. Let me know what you think. I just think these are as cute as can be. For this DIY, I'm going to take this little crate from the Dollar Tree. I often use these to make little book stacks, but this time I'm going to use it actually as a crate. I'm going to take my Antique Wax by Waverly, and I'm going to paint the bottom and the 2 smaller sides, and then I'll wipe off any excess so it looks like a stain. Now I'm going to paint the 2 other sides and the inside with my white Rust-Oleum, well, it's linen white chalk paint. I'm going to take these 2 bunnies I got at Dollar Tree. I sanded around the edges because they were really kind of splintery. And I'm just kind of looking at how they will look if I put them on the sides. I'm going to paint the whole bunny front and back white to start with. Then I'm going to take the Antique Wax and I'm going to paint around the edges. I'm going to sand down the front a little bit to make it smooth and then wipe away any of the sanding dust. I'm going to take this little spackle container and draw a half circle because I want this to look like the back of a bunny, and I'm going to take the Antique Wax and just kind of go over that line that I drew and create the little bunny butt, the definition for that. I'll do that to both of these. And then I decided to turn them over and use the Antique Wax on the back as well. And I'm going to take a little nail file to sand on that little bunny butt line and just kind of mute it a little bit. I'm going to put Mod Podge all over all the pieces. And then on the short sides or the small sides, I'm going to use a combination of E6000 and hot glue. And I'm going to put the bunnies right on there. It'll be almost like little bookends for the crate, if you will. And I did distress in those little lines on the crate as well with the Antique Wax. Now I'm going to take a yellow pom-pom and put one on each side. I ran out of the little white ones, so I had to use the yellow. I'm going to take a plastic bag, and just stuff it in there so I don't have to fill up the whole thing. I'm going to take some of this styrofoam, they're balls that I had cut in half, and I'm just going to put the flat sides glued into the bag. And then I'm going to take these gorgeous flowers from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut off some little pieces, and I'm going to have one hanging over between the bunny ears on each side. So there'll be 2 there and then 1 in the middle. And then I've got these dahlias, and I'm just going to cut some of those and put them in there. And I'm going to add some extra leaves that I had also cut off, just kind of fill up the little crate so it just looks like flowers are just spilling out, which I think is so pretty. This has got to be one of the easiest DIYs, and I just love how pretty it is. I'm going to use it as a centerpiece on our table. Let me know what you think. For this adorable and whimsical wreath, I'm going to take this little grapevine wreath that I got at the Dollar Tree. It might actually be bamboo. I've got this piece left over of this decorative mesh. And then I found these headbands. They're so cute with the little bunnies on springs. And so I grabbed a couple of them, and I'm just going to pull off the bunnies, and then I'm going to snip off that spring because I don't need it. But first, before I start all this, I'm going to take a little piece of twine and stick it under the twine that's already on there, tie a knot and glue it down, and that will be my hanger, and I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take this decorative mesh, and I'm just going to attach it to one of those pieces of twine again. And I'm going to wrap it around, but leaving spaces so that you can still see the wood part of the wreath, because I want it to still have that look as well as the pretty colorful decorative mesh. And you'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. I'm also going to make sure that the really shiny, glittery side is facing up. So I'll just kind of twist it as it goes around, leave a little gap, and do the same thing and make sure the shiny side is up. And I'm going to go all the way around. And there it is. And I'm just going to snip off the excess and tie that down with some more twine. And that will be that. And I'll put a little drop of hot glue just to make sure it stays secure. You could use zip ties if you wanted to do this as well. So I'm going to place the bunnies where I think I want them to go and just look at that. Since I had 2 purple ones and then a pink and a blue one, I decided to put the purple ones on those 2 sides and then put the other one on the top and the bottom. I'm going to take my snips and just break off that little spring and hot glue the bunnies right onto the wreath. This is such an easy DIY. You could do this with your grandkids or kids, and I think it would be super fun and they'd feel like they really accomplished something. Now that I've got all 4 of the bunnies on, I felt like it looked a little plain. And I had these leftover Easter eggs from Dollar Tree that I found in my stash, always trying to use my stash. And I realized I was probably never going to use them, so I just went ahead and hot glued them on in between each bunny, so I used 4 of them. And now they're gone. I got to use up more stash. I'm so happy. And like I said, this is just a cutesy, fun, whimsical wreath, not high-end, fancy kind of thing, just something super cute. I've got some greenery that I got on Amazon, and I can never remember if these are eucalyptus or boxwood, but I'm going to put one in between every piece and just kind of dress up the wreath a little bit. I hope you like it. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. You are truly a blessing to me. Don't forget the playlist for the collaboration will be down in my description box. I can't wait for you to see all the other creations. And if you enjoyed this video, I've got another one on the screen, and you can always click that and watch that. And if you do, I'll see you there. Bye.